Good afternoon, it's David Weegenaar here. I'm from Christchurch, New Zealand, originally Dunedin, which is south of Christchurch. Pretty cold here last night, but anyway, I'm not here to talk about the weather and all the climate. I'm here to talk to you about something, obviously, and I bring you a game that I played today, half an hour ago on chess.com, okay? Play chess.com, yes, that's correct. So this is a 5-minute game. This is a 5-minute game, and it's I'm white. So it's the all whites from New Zealand versus the All Blacks of what country was it now? I think it was, yeah, some sort of Eastern, not Eastern, but Europe-y kind of position. The rating of my opponent for 5-minute chess is 2022. Okay, so here comes this game, and check out, sorry, pardon the pun, check out the two bishops, how to win with two bishops, and have a look at my, if you want, if you like. You might not like the bishop and knight one so much, but so the bishop and knight versus the king, well, the king and the bishop and the knight versus the king, that's a little bit dodgy. I might change it because I sort of take a wee while and then it goes stalemate, or 50 repetition move, or whatever it's called. So anyway, it's the 30th of July 2017, Sunday, and the time is 2:30 p.m. okay?
Hurry up, Dave! Get the game going!
Yeah. You guys keep hassling me. I just don't understand it. You guys just keep on my case, don't you? Hey, Kiwi. He's going all quiet on me now. Watch, he goes all quiet. He goes all sullen. Anyway, here's this game. I'll just check that this is to the ultimate. It is. And so this was just played like 20 minutes ago. 20, 25, 30 minutes ago. And this is a really good game. And isn't chess such a great game? I mean, sometimes you want to throw something at it because both players practically are sussing each other out. That's what I think. Because my rating's going all over the place. It's not too handsome. It's not too damn handsome, I used to say. My opponent played very aggressively, or very in my face. It was touch and go as far as I'm concerned the whole way. Knight c3. Now black has to do something about it. If f5, that just loses a piece because of bishop d5, and the only thing to save the piece is by taking this queen. But anyway, so f5 is very bad here. Black is more or less forced to, unless I want to play bishop here, but then I can just take this, I believe. I think I can. It's not the greatest, and it just goes like this. Now I have to take here, don't I? And then black can play this and this, and so It's all right, but I mean, I wouldn't go on about too much. Black played knight c3, which is the new main line. You should know that, computer. Your computer.
Yeah, Dave, the computer should know.
Yes, I know. It should know.
Yeah, Dave, it should know. The computer should know.
I know. And that reminds me of Sybil Faulty. Sybil! Basil! It reminds me of Faulty Towers, where she goes, I know, and Basil gets so annoyed with her going, I know. Well, if you know he says something like, if you know so much, then why do you need to talk to her if you know it all? Something like that. Bishop. So we're just in exchange on c3, bishop g4, h3, bishop h5, g4, but sort of like a little bit sort of crazy, isn't it? A little bit sort of in black's face by playing this. Now I play king g2, b4. Now this is alright. I go bishop a4. So I see an opportunity to swap this bishop for knight off, and then take this pawn, because now black has to do something about their knight on c6, which is loose at the moment. It's loose. So if they go queen here, I can just go pawn takes. And this is quite interesting, because why is it interesting? Look, the queen's attacked. Hey, look, I can just take the queen, can't I? Yes, that's right. But if I take the queen, then black can take the queen of mine. Whether or not they can extricate themselves out of this, white can then play here. So I'm starting to, it's dangerous in chess to start analysing a bit too much. But what I do want to show you is this here. Now what is white to do? White can go here. White can go here. White cannot go here really, because it just loses to two pieces, and then there's a horrible pin on this knight with the bishop on e4. So if I go here, white would possibly be met with knight here, and thereby it wins material for black, because I have to look after this knight on f3, which is attacked twice. So the only thing to relent is this, and this is really embarrassing for white. Look, the rook's got nowhere to go. The only thing it's got is to give up this bishop now, and it's horrible. And not even, and after all this, black can just merely take this, and it's all over. Now baby blue. So anyway, queen d7 is my made up move for black, but it's not a foregone conclusion, because the Spanish is very sort of like a tennis match. In my opinion, it seems to go hit the ball over, hit the ball over, hit the ball over, hit the ball over, and between, it's like a long volley. The Spanish, it tends to be sort of like threat for threat met at each time, and that's how this game actually seemingly goes. My opponent went knight a5. This is the new main line.
Yeah, Dave, the computer should know. The computer should know.
I know, the computer should know. That's right. So it's a bit sort of a little bit kind of greedy almost. But if I just play A3 now, I'm sure my position is sort of pretty solid for the pawn. I might have played A3, I'm not even sure. And I can't remember, and it's just like I only played it 40 minutes ago. I went bishop c2. So I don't really need to do this. I can just make this into a bullet, but the thing is that black would have a5 and that be reasonably active, even though I've got bishop c6, you see. So what I'm saying is that the moves that come out at hand seem to be bullet for bullet, hit for hit, whatever you want to say. It seems to be hit for hit. And I do think there's a lot of computers on the net. I went bishop c2.
You mainline, Dave. It should know. The computer should know, Dave. The computer should know.
I know the computer should know, Kiwi. Right, anyway, bishop c2. Bishop came the response, bishop c2. Queen c2. Have to do that, of course. f6. Now that's the like, see, hit for hit, blow for blow. Now I can, a couple moves are suggestive to me. The bishop here, where white would probably be met with just fe5, and then black's got this f file, half open, because there's a pawn on my f2, so half open f file for black if they take here, and they can, the bishop takes here of course, or whatever, knight takes, and if knight takes then things are weak with queen f6 and all that sort of stuff. So this is blow for blow in my opinion. e6, okay, now just get this out of the way because there's a train coming. Queen d6, see, blow for blow, attacking this pawn and that pawn simultaneously at the same time. And for New Zealand or English, it's simultaneous, which I've said there's no such thing as simultaneous chess, especially for a male, because a male cannot play simultaneous chess at all, even though they can play a lot of games in the same time bracket. They can't do it simultaneously. Right, okay, back to the game. Queen d6, then I protect it. Rook e1, and now black plays rook a e8, and I play queen g6. Now this, okay, now if the rook takes the rook, I take the rook, queen takes the rook, bishop takes the pawn, and then I'm threatening this move, because one, so let's just say they play a bogus move. This is quite devastating to black's forces, because I'm threatening queen h7. Oh no, we can't play a bogus move. We've got to do something about the king on g7, threat of queen g7 checkmate. Right, can play this, but if white is met with this, then this is embarrassing for black. One, the pawn can't take because of just queen takes queen, even though black gets the bishop on h6 eventually 2, this is attacking the rook and the queen at the same time, simultaneously. And it's threatening queen here, queen check, and if wherever the queen is, maybe even a rook e1 check if the queen moves off this file. Queen b4. New main line, you should know that, computer.
Yeah, Dave, the computer should know. It's the new main line.
I know. Queen b4. So I take the loot, take the pawn, which can be taken. My opponent plays very well to defend this. Rook e7, and when I take on here, other than threatening checkmate, I've also defended my rook again with the rook on a1, you see. So black played rook e7 to defend against queen g7 checkmate. So how is white to progress here? What I did was knight h4. And my opponent played the move that I thought was obvious, because if I go knight here, which looks quite good anyway, my opponent can merely take my rook. I don't know, I haven't checked the analysis. And also, after bishop d4, my opponent's sort of threatening this to get rid of my queen in the fray, as well as the bishop takes on a1. So what do? Do you see what I do next? Those that are looking at this, do you see what I play next? So I'll leave it for you to wonder what I play next. As I play rook a b1. Thereby I'm now threatening the queen, obviously. If white is met with knight e5 to think, well, you take my queen, I'll take your queen on g6. Then I merely take rook takes knight, because as you can see or appreciate, now this could be quite grubby. Oh no, you can't do that move, Dave, because of the bishop on h6. But this could get quite grubby after this sort of move. And there's other moves too. It's just, look at this position. This is just so much fun. But notice that the queen can't take that rook on b1 if it wanted to, because my queen is defending it. So my opponent went queen c5, I believe. Yes, my opponent went queen c5. Now I'm starting to, this is the new mainline computer, I'm starting to look at this move in the future, or now. I'm starting to think, oh yeah, there's a weakness on thingy, and black sort of nibbling away at my pawn, if that's going to be any good to them. I don't think I was anything worried. Knight here. Now what do you do now? Okay, if the rook moves, then I just if the rook moves, it can't move. It can move here, but it's not very good, is it? If the rook moves here, it's suddenly checkmate for white, or for black to get checkmated, or to get really annoyed. So because of queen g7, so the rook has to stay put. Knight f5. So what did black play now? They played this. This is the new main line. And now I'm getting a bit tired of all this. Rook e5. So here comes David's 2-move combination, or whatever you want to call it. Fe5. Bishop g7. Now this looks like black can just take this knight after all, and then after that, and black's got a 1 position because the queen can't move because of the rook behind it. So that's what it appears like here. So my opponent did duly take on f5. And I went bishop e5 check. Now, new variation, new main line. This is the new main line. So this is quite good. This is 5-minute chess, remember. This is not king f8. Now notice that rook here is not going to work, even though the bishop defends the rook sort of indirectly. If the bishop takes here, then yes, that would be correct. The bishop can take here, but that's not the move I play. And in fact, if I do that move, I will probably be met with this move, and then I'm embarrassed. And then where do I go? I don't know. Here. Now we've got this move, but it's not very good. So we can take this. Now rook here, check. Okay, is no good. Not because of queen here, or bishop here is impossible, because the king has, the bishop's pinned to the king on g8, so the bishop can't come back here. The queen doesn't want to come back here because then black would be back out of the game again. It would be sort of, but here we've got this. If that was the case, and if king takes, we can take this, of course. If rook here takes, then e7 is again won the game all over for white again. But that's not what occurred. So we've got this myriad of pieces. Rook e5, fe5, bishop g7, rook f5, a wee bit of an intimate, so you might say, okay? So now the continuation from the main game is bishop e5 check. So as I've already said, rook here is impossible because of queen g7 checkmate, and also other moves too, but they're not so good because white has at hand the queen g7 checkmate after rook g7. So my opponent cannot go anywhere else but here. The new main line, queen f5, so that if rook here, I merely take the rook on f7 with checkmate, or if I'm a little bit nasty, I can play the rook b8 check, king here, and if I really want to be nasty, I can do some things here still, don't you worry about that. Rook check, rook here, what else? Queen here, but I'm not really doing very well here, but it still ends up a 1 position for white, because this is the only move, and then I can just take this, take this, take this. There's more ways than one to skin a cat, but this is an end game again, which is okay, because I can just go G5, C5, and then is black outside of the box? Yes, the Nigel short box, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I take the pawn on C5, then black is outside the box. So they can't reach it because they're outside of the box. So you can work out a lot from his principle, that you can work out whether or not you can catch it or not, the pawn. So we will go back to the here. My opponent played King E8. Can you see what the next move is? Because it looks like black's defended. They've done really well. So can you see what I saw? My opponent had about 3 minutes, about 4 moves ago or so, and I had about, I think I had a minute and a half. So this is, I'll let you off the hook.
LessoNZ Checkmate, Vosper, schrecklich.